Apple's iPad is an awesome device for watching videos, reading magazines, or getting connected with your friends. But is it any good for the business user? MicroStrategy, a business intelligence developer, thinks so. The company has developed a mobile BI app for the iPhone and iPad. Brian Brinkmann, Director of Product Marketing for MicroStrategy, is here in Canada to head off a series of training sessions with the company's mobile BI app for iPhone and the iPad. Hi there, Brian.
Hi, Nestor. How are you?
Well, first off, we'd like to know, why did you think of the iPhone and the iPad for platform for your mobile app?
Great question. Without a doubt, the iPhone and the iPad are just clearly the most popular mobile device that's in the marketplace. And we have a tremendous amount of information with our traditional MicroStrategy business intelligence software, and we wanted to make sure that people had the ability to get that information on their mobile devices. And in particular, to the Apple devices, we wanted to make sure that they had what we call a native experience. We want them to feel like they were getting an actual Apple iPhone or iPad application, not just BI, not just screens of data, over the device, but have a real, highly intuitive, highly textual kind of application. So that's why we wanted to do that, and so far it's been great. The response has been tremendous.
What would you say are the advantages of having your application on an iPhone or an iPad, as opposed to having it on your laptop?
Oh, obviously portability is one. We find that people, you just don't take laptops where you go, and we're finding that what we want to have is a decision at the point where people want to have the information for the decision makers at the point where the decision is, and that typically is not at your desk where your computer is or even your laptop is. And we're finding that people, particularly mobile employees, don't carry around laptops, but they all carry around their smartphones, or they all carry around iPads. And so getting that information to them is vitally important. And then giving that information to them in a way that they'll want to use it, and frankly, have fun using it, is very important. And what we're finding is that those individuals are then using the information, they're adopting information, and they're making better decisions, which is increasing the productivity of the companies.
Are you talking about the difference between traditional BI and what you were calling app-centric BI?
Right. So when you think about traditional BI, it's very much a mode where people look at the data, they want to understand it, what it means, look for some root cause type analysis. What we're finding with this class of individuals who are using these mobile devices are much less in the analytical world as they are in the decision world, or we think of it as a decide and do kind of mental mode. If I get the information in my application, in my MicroStrategy mobile application, I know what to do with it. So I can then make decisions which allow me to do my job and make me more effective. So I think we're seeing a definite shift on the way we're using information from kind of an historical analysis to a really an actionable way to use information.
Wonderful. Well, maybe you could show us some of the apps that you have here.
I would love to. What I'm showing here is our application for the iPad, and the iPad is obviously a much larger device than the iPhone, and we think will probably be very, very popular, as popular as the iPhone, or maybe even more so. What we see here is we think of as a dashboard information, and the dashboard information provides a tremendous amount, or window, if you will, to tremendous amounts of information. I have multiple charts here. I have a pie chart, a line chart, a column chart. I have a table of information down below. What's nice about this is not only do I have just this information, I have a tremendous amount of information here, and it's very interactive. So for instance, if I click on my pie chart, what you'll see in the various areas is not only to get more information, but as I click on it, the information in the other parts of the dashboard change and update it. We think of that as synchronizing information. But from a user's perspective, what it does is if I click on an area of interest for me, right, all my data changes. So all the information that's relevant to me for whatever decision I'm making updates automatically. But even beyond this, you can see that there's multiple screens here of information, which are denoted by this top toolbar here, and I get even more information. And you can see that I can choose additional pieces of information, and we use a lot of the Apple gestures that people understand. So if I want to get yet more information, I can simply slide it to the side, and I get more information. And depending on where I slide, it can change the levels of data that I'm looking at. So it's very interactive. It's actually, frankly, kind of fun to use, and people get excited about it when they see it, and it makes them do what you want them to do, which is use the data to make better decisions.
Great. What sort of data do we have here?
This data is actually a marketing. It's a multi-channel touch point for customer analytics. So it's what they're looking, how the various promotions are that they reach their customers with. So I do various types of promotion, whether it's traditional print or email or phone, and shows you the customer analytics and how they respond to it.
Have you developed any of your own gesture commands for the app?
We have. Let me change to a different application. This is a publicly available food and beverage application, and it's nice. What it does is takes some information from a partner of ours, and it lets you see what kind of drinks and food people are ordering, and really kind of what drinks are ordering with which food. So if you're not a connoisseur of fine wines, but you want to see, look, if everyone's drinking certain wines with certain foods, you can come to this application. You can look really smart anyway, and you can share it at restaurants. So we thought it was kind of fun. This particular application is an affinity analysis, and that's a kind of technical term that says what sells with what. That's as simple as that is. So for instance, for appetizers, I can see all the different wines, the different spirits, the different cocktails that people drink. And one of the gestures we did that was specific is we wanted to be able to drill anywhere. So if I, for instance, look at red wines and I click on it and release, I'll get a prompt that lets me drill anywhere. And I get this nice selector bar that allows me to move my various choices. And then when I choose what I want, say the product family, I simply tap on it and I update it, the button there. And then I clicked on red wine, and so what you're going to see return is the various red wines, so Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Merlot, and so forth. So I get a little more information. This was a device-specific gesture, and I can even go further. So if I tap on Pinot Noir again and hit Drill Anywhere, I can maybe select to the item, and I just merely, everything is very gesture-based. You just tap on it, and you get the information you're looking for. And I can see all the various bottles selected. So again, if I didn't know what I wanted to buy, I could say, well, look, if I buy one of these bottles of wine, 6% of people are buying it. That's pretty high. I'll look pretty smart to my dinner guests with me.
Yeah, I definitely would. Well, anyway, the app that you've developed, what if I weren't a technical person, but I wanted to develop a specific app that would serve my business? Would your tool serve my purposes?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think that's one area. Not I think. I know this is one area that makes MicroStrategy unique. Typically, to create one of these applications, you need to code in Objective-C. That's the language that Apple will have you code in to create these applications. But the Objective-C coders are not prolific. They're not everywhere. They certainly are out there. But what we want to be able to do is let people design these applications by just using a graphical design interface, our standard MicroStrategy design interface, and just through drag and drop gestures of picking charts and tables of information, create their own app. So that's exactly what we've done. So we've given people the ability to create whatever look and feel they want. We think of it as being aesthetically open, so they can create whatever they want, but they're not locked into any sort of rigid confines, and they don't need to know Objective-C to code it. So they'll be able to create applications far faster than they could before.
What do you think this would mean to the channel, to resellers, vendors, other app developers?
Oh, that's a good point. We do have a number of channel partners, and for them, this ability to develop these apps quicker means that they can get their solution to their customers even faster than they would if they had to create it themselves. And we had a number of channel partners, we have a number of channel partners who were looking into a custom development for a mobile application. And when they saw what we could do, they realized that they could create those applications far faster. And as a benefit, since it's already on the MicroStrategy Business Intelligence platform, it's far easier to maintain. and they come with great performance, so they're very fast. And so it makes it easier for the channel partners to roll out these applications to their customers and maintain them and change them and update them. So it's been a huge success for them as well.
Well, what do you think about the benefits for SMB operations?
Oh, I think it's similar. So we find with our small to medium businesses or medium enterprises that they need to get, maybe more so than anyone, the information out to all their users. We find that everybody in those organizations are somehow tied to revenue of the company, and so getting that information to the point where the decision is being made is absolutely critical. And so we see no difference really in adoption with the small to medium, with the SMB community as we do with the large-scale community. Everybody is extremely enthusiastic, and they know they need to have this information at their fingertips.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Good day.